What's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to your daily dose of watching Russians get misted in occupied Ukrainian land. I will be your host. My name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. Um, I put together, or I found a whole bunch of clips from Telegram that they can't usually show on YouTube because for multiple reasons, and some of them just never make it to YouTube. Um, and so we're going to watch viewer discretion advised, read the disclaimer. Like I said, we're going to be watching the enemy get annihilated. Okay. So a couple things before we jump into it. I will introduce myself because we have a whole bunch of new subscribers. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming supporting. I think the more attention and focus we can get on Ukraine, the better, especially when it comes to bringing awareness to what it looks like when Russians explode. I think that's important to bring to the masses. So share this video. Okay. Again, my name is Saxon. I go by Vegas. Before I came to Ukraine in January of 2023, I was a firefighter and an EMT in a small town outside Fort Worth, Texas, in a volunteer fire department called Day Cordova Fire. Um, After I got my EMT license through the department, I came to Ukraine to try to help in the medical field at a hospital. Long story short, I ended up as a combat medic in the International Legion, trained with them, deployed with them, did a couple combat missions with them, left Ukraine, sold my stuff in the US, grabbed my cats, came back to Ukraine, and helped start Azov's International Battalion, where I also deployed with their first group, the group that I helped recruit. And I served as combat medic on Alpha 2 assault team and did multiple combat operations with those guys. And now I am doing one of the most important jobs, as I mentioned before, which is bringing this content, the Russians getting misted, to a wider audience. So thank you for being here, everybody. If you want a T-shirt, great time to grab one because literally they're uh, St. Petersburg and Moscow are burning. We've got our Flamingos over Moscow T-shirt, which is just we couldn't have picked a better month to have that be our exclusive tee, man. So there's this one, and then we've got our Fourth of July exclusive for our Americans, which is American for Ukraine. Super cool T-shirt for our USA supporters. So let's jump into it, guys. We're gonna start with a couple of just kind of update videos where we see the damage that this most recent strike did. These most recent strikes did.
Дым вообще не двигается, не шевелится. И вот там тоже.
So again, there was strikes in St. Petersburg and in Moscow, which 2 years ago, dude, hitting Russia in St. Petersburg, their second largest city, let alone their capital, their most populated city, Moscow, was unheard of for any power, with the exception of maybe the USA that could probably just nuke them off the face of the earth, But for the most part, everybody thought these cities were untouchable, and Ukraine is just dunking on them, dude. So this, I don't remember which one this is, but there were strikes on what's called wild berries or something. It's these. This is a consumer distribution plant called Wild Berries or something. I got a couple comments on our videos video that we posted yesterday saying, why would Ukraine do this? Why would they attack why would they attack a consumer production and manufacturer distributor of consumer goods? And I'm like, what a weird take, right? Like yesterday, Russia just cabbed, which are those large glide bombs, cabbed to apartment buildings in Sloviansk and Kramatorsk and killed a whole bunch of kids, right? But they come into my comment section and they're like, why would Ukraine drone consumer manufacturing sites? And just weird. And to be honest, I don't know. Maybe they got some kind of intelligence that these distribution plants weren't only distributing consumer goods, or Ukraine's just trying to hammer the civilian infrastructure that makes it hell for the Russian population to live, like Russia's been doing to the Ukrainian civilian infrastructure. I really don't know, but it was just a weird take to have somebody come in and, like, out of everything you could say, right? You're just like, why would they do that? That's so unfair. That's not, evil Ukraine. They attacked a manufacturing facility. Strange. All right, then I think this is the last one. This is the wild berries again. I mean, this is a big deal, dude. And there is footage of multiple drones, Ukrainian drones, getting shot down right before they started hitting these facilities. So the Russians have air defense that's working. It's just not enough. And there was one clip I think we had of the oil refinery in Moscow that got hit. Oh, two clips. Look at this, dude. This is the
Ночью в
most.
4 утра сегодня что-то прям жестко бахнуло.
Shut up, dude. Nobody wants to hear that garbage language. This is one of the biggest smoke plumes I've ever seen in my life. This is insane. And yes, it's an oil refinery, so it makes sense. But still, dude, it's like, God, and that's in Moscow. That's in the enemy's capital city, dude. Come on, man. Every single civilian living in that city is looking at that like, huh? maybe the Russian military bit off a little bit more than they could chew with Ukraine. Love to see this, man. It is such a big. Not only is it extremely detrimental to their oil industry, Russia's oil industry, because they're a one product economy, basically oil and fuel, but just to the mental, just to the civilians' mental, man. And we've been seeing riots in Russia. We've been seeing big influencers in Russia basically saying, what's going on? Are we losing this thing? All right. So that was kind of our warm up. Now, for all of the people that like to jump into the comments and talk about how I think it is just awful to laugh about Russians getting hit in drone cams, we're gonna watch about 40 seconds, which is 20 dead Russians. This is from a group called YouTube Brotherhood. It's a drone, well, or they have a drone unit. I've never heard of these guys, but there's good footage. I clicked through this. Yeah, this one struck me actually when I was clicking through this. I saw this one and I was thinking, this dude's clearly not in bad shape. He's moving fast. This is pretty much the most you can do to avoid an FPV. Of course, he probably would have had better chances shooting and then moving, shooting and then moving. We've talked about this a lot on the channel. That's kind of the only strategy to defeat FPVs as an infantryman. But still, my point is, this guy's in good shape, or it looks like he's in decent shape. He's running fast, and still, this is just nothing for this FPV pilot. Oh, gnarly. I've got a couple more drone clips here that are just so good. For one, this just cracked me up because we know the Russians like to use this strategy of if I don't move, they can't see me. Well, it's like I want to know what he's thinking. I don't. Maybe I mean it's possible he's just so scared he's frozen, or he genuinely doesn't know what's going on. I don't know, but all right. Then where was the? There's one that was gnarly, dude. 5 for 1. Here it is. So the context of this is this drone is monitoring these Russian infantrymen go back to their hideout. Let's look at this real quick again. They're all just chilling in the same room, dude. Two of them over here in the corner, two in this corner, one over here on like this makeshift bed thing. I was thinking about, and look at the explosion, dude. There's no way that they're not at least all wounded. Crazy. I was thinking about this, man. This is clearly an experienced drone pilot because he could have started hitting them at any point, right? But he knew he'd only most likely get one, two at the most. The rest would scatter, they'd hide, whatever. It'd be harder to get them. But if he waited for them to all get together and group up, boom. Crazy, dude. That's such a good video. I just thought this one was kind of funny. This is in Russia. They're stealing gas from each other because they're in a gas shortage. And then watch them go. Imagine that, dude. Imagine you got to steal fuel. These are the first steps, man. We've all seen the movies. You know, you start running out of basic necessities like fuel. People start to turn on each other, man, and we're seeing it. That's crazy. All right. We've got a few more that are just really good. Some crazy anti-air footage that's going viral right now over Odessa. I was thinking about this, man. I would be so scared to hit the props of the plane or shoot through the wing or something on accident. Like right here, you're like, oh shit, and you just shoot through the wing. It's low key crazy though how effective that is. One dude with AR style rifle. That's a UAR-15 specifically, the Ukrainian AR clones, and he took down from what we just saw there was like 4 shaheeds. That's crazy, man. We've seen Ukrainians do this in little prop planes with an AK before, but it never ceases to amaze me watching that. All right, I'm saving one. I'm saving this one. We're at 14 minutes. Okay, let's watch Omega. This is Omega in, I think it was Pokrovsk.
Направо следующий подъезд. Вам так быстрее набить. Оружие все забралось, все. Все, принял, как принял. Принял. А ну как мне? Небо наше? Принял, небо наше. Откройте, пожалуйста! Спешники, сука, по нам не стреляете! Или там уже пидоры, блядь! Давай! Давай, давай!
He's so close. That's just, I mean, not only is that clip just badass, but it goes to show you what these guys are dealing with and kind of what it looks like on a daily mission, at least, or a daily um, basis, at least for what looks to be. I mean, it's Omega, so we know they're recon assault style units. And these guys are kitted, dude. I mean, they've got sweet weapon attachments, sweet gear, really cool stuff. All right, let's watch this one. No, I'm going to save it for the end. This dude just gets obliterated. Almost made it to the tree line. One and done, buddy. He's like, yeah, I won't even waste this FPV. All right, we'll wrap it up with this last one. It's so cool, man. I wanted to show you guys. It's an ambush from Loot Brigade, who I have worked with in the past when I was deployed in Donbass with Azov. And these guys are awesome, dude. Super professional. But specifically, it's Loot Brigade and the unit called Tsunami. Look at this ambush, dude.
Боря, привет, привет папе, маме.
All right, then these guys just talk for a while, but I want to go back here because when I first saw this, it's clearly supposed to be some kind of a mechanized assault, which we see Russia do time and time again and continuously fail at. But if they can get just one, two, three guys to survive one of these assaults, that's all they care about. To them, it was worth it. Even if they lose 20 guys, two brand new BMPs, T-90 tank, it's okay. It was worth it as long as they took 6 kilometers of or a kilometer of land. So there, what I didn't realize at first was the Russian soldiers are just riding on top of this thing. There's no way that they knew the Ukrainians were here. Otherwise, there's no point in why would they be on top like that? And they just get leveled getting off. Beautiful hit with the AT. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 right here. Just annihilated, dude. And we know they're dead because these guys are talking afterwards in the same positions that they were just defending. I don't know what they're saying, but they're probably talking mad shit about all the Russians they just killed. All right, guys, this was a killer ass video, man. If I do say so myself, I'm gonna hype myself up for finding these clips. Let me know if you guys like this kind of content. It's definitely by far been statistically on this channel some of the most popular footage or some of the most popular content is just putting the straight up combat footage on like this. Also, I didn't mention this before, but we keep all of our uncensored footage. Like I'll upload this, but the uncensored version of it on our Discord for all our paid YouTube members. So if you are willing and able, you want to be a part of that, you want to support me and what I'm doing here in Ukraine, what we do with this channel, and you want to see Russians get kablammed, consider becoming a member. Grab a t-shirt if you want one. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.